It's just keeping the speed. So she already slowed down. You might have to wiggle the reins at her if she tries it again next time.
Okay.
Yeah, because she did it in the exact same spot, so she's gonna do it again. So that's pretty good. You just keep seeing how fast you can get her to walk without going to the next speed. So don't go any faster than that. That looks like her top speed, except now that I said that, she slowed down. So again, it's hard. And I tell people at home, if you're practicing, like you could use a song that you like and just try to keep the horse walking to the rhythm. Now she slowed down, so a little bit faster. That right there, that's it. So probably every 2 to 3 steps, you'll have to squeeze to keep her going the same speed because she slowed down. And then remember that spot's coming up. So as you're getting closer, you just start being a little bit stronger so she knows not to stop. That's a good speed. Good. And if a pole gets in the way, you can go over the pole. You're just trying to go over the middle, because if you go over the edge, one of their eyes will see the pole, one won't, and that's when a lot of horses trip because they're not sure if it's really there or not. That's a good speed. Yep, that's a good flat walk. So just try to keep that all the way around. It's just the speed of it is kind of 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So it's just a fast walk. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, and just keep it going. That's good. Gates. So this is a saddle gate. It's just slow. Yeah. Now, anytime if it feels like she's kind of waddling sideways, that usually means they're going more towards a step pace, and you just want a little leg yield and push them over. Or if there's a pole, you go over the pole. Yeah, but her headset and all of that is fine, because again, we don't want her curled up too much because she kind of gets over curled. That's good with her head. Yep. And down here, if you're like, I'm not sure how smooth it is, you can always just go over a pole and then see if it feels different after the pole. If it's smoother, then you know that pole separated her legs, but you just got to keep her going. And then look up as you go over it. Yep. So a lot of times when I'm riding, because I'm working on keeping the horses out of the pace, I go over the poles a lot to make them stronger, but also to help separate their legs. So there she's swinging her legs a little bit together, not bad, so it's more of a step pace. Good job. So feel that little waddle, so that's going more towards a step pace, so you can keep going. Just try to push her sideways a couple of steps, and if it's not better, then push her the other way sideways a couple of steps. That's good. But anytime you feel it's completely smooth, you know you're doing a good job. Good, so we'll go around one more time this speed, and then we'll try and go faster. Yeah, and then if she's not going, you can always take those reins and wiggle them towards her butt a little bit.
Okay.
Yep, go even a little faster. There, now you got some more speed. So now see if you can keep that all the way around. And again, if you feel any little bump, besides feeling like you're sitting in a chair, then push her a little sideways. Yeah, and she's starting to get slower. She's kind of sneaky. There you go. Good. So keep going, and then when you get down there, just try to keep her going and go right over the pole, and that should smooth her out even more. And then just try to go over the center, and when you get to the pole, look up or look up at the flowers and just press with that leg so she keeps going. That's it. Good, so there it's a little bumpy, so either push her towards the fence or towards me just a little bit. All right, so now go ahead and add a little bit more speed so she goes up to her saddle gate. Yep, you're getting it. Good. So now you're just trying at this speed to keep it smooth. And then when we get down to that gate, try to add more speed. Yep, now she kind of lost it. She went back to her flat walk. There you go. Good. So you might have to keep kind of bumping her with your legs. They get so bored in here. Yeah. And remember, if it gets a little bumpy, think of tilting slightly forward and having a little contact if it's getting bumpy. So now a little faster. Yeah. Good. So, and take a little bit more contact since it's a little bumpy, like shorten the rein up some, and then just try to make that rein straight so there's not a loop in it. So it's kind of like if you had a string and you're pulling that string tighter, but then you're pushing with your leg at the same time. Yep, and then keep going. Try to go even a little faster. Even more. You can keep going, yep, but keep a little bend in your elbow. So there she just switched into a trot. So keep a little contact so she knows to stay in that gait as you're pushing her faster. Yep, so keep going. She can still go faster than that if you want. If you don't want, it's fine. There you go. Now again, if it feels bumpy, go a little sideways. If it's not bumpy, you're fine. But that is faster, that's good. So try to keep, oh, I was like, try to keep that all the way around. Good, very nice. So it's nice and smooth. She can do it pretty slow if you want to. I just kind of half halt and push with both my legs once I get the canter. Yeah. Now again, the footing can change it as well as the corners. Sometimes they lose their balance and you just need to help them through it. So again, you can stay this speed or she goes much, much slower. If you want, you just kind of breathe and use just a little leg. Good job. So just keep going till you don't want to do it anymore and then try to come back to her gait when you're done, you know, when you don't want to canter. Although you look like you're having fun. So the canter makes them a little diagonal. So when you do come out of it, they might get trotty. So you just want to kind of sit back and have contact and keep the head up if it feels like it's going into a trot. So just ask her to gait again. Yep, but keep contact so she knows not to canter. And then like at home when you're riding, if something is happening in the same spot, it's usually the terrain. And I just either put a pole in that spot or I cut that area out. Because again, the footing affects gaited horses so much. And when you're new, it's hard to know that you're supposed to help them through that footing. Good. So now what I would do is keep going, and when she's pretty smooth and being a good girl, then stop and give her a break. So that's the last thought in her mind, is to be smooth and be a good girl, and I get breaks.